Perfect, 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 perfect.
Hola, my name is Daria and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I'm going to share with you things that I'm going to use this Inktober, because I feel like this is a topic that deserves its own separate video, and that's why I did not want it to include like in the regular speed paint, and I'm just going to show you what I'm going to use this Inktober, and particularly with architecture sketching. I just grabbed all of my things because right now I'm currently living not in my room, and I just decided to take all of the things for Inktober with me in this room that I am living now and existing and doing my chores. That's why we're going to see which things I brought with me, and without any further ado, let's just dive right into it. So the first thing that I have for you guys is this dirty little pencil holder that I got, I think, almost 7 years ago, when I just came to realizing that I am going to prepare myself for architecture school exams, and that's why I purchased it. Not me, but my dad purchased it with me, and it's so dirty, but I used it like for 5 years, I think, and it was so in handy because it has like a lot of things on this band, and you can put your pencils, your brushes, and all that other stuff. I used to put here my knives, my liners, and all that good stuff. So let's just see. I'm actually also going to declutter sort of things that I'm not going to use, because I have a bunch of liners and all that stuff. We need to see if some of them work, if some of them don't, and all that good stuff. So yeah, I think that's what we are going to do today. Yeah, but first I'm going to show you what I have in this one. So the first thing I have here is of course ink, and it's not just a regular ink, it's a professional ink by Faber-Castell. It's a drawing ink, like it's said here, or a Chinese ink, but I don't think it's a true Chinese ink, because I have a Chinese ink which I'm going to show you later in this video. But this one I used to use when I was actually preparing myself for architecture school exams, like the ones to come to the architecture school. And so what we used to do with it, we bought isograph, I hope it's called the same in English, or rapidograph. I'm sorry, I'm going to write the name if I pronounce it wrong, but we bought the same Faber-Castell thing, or Rotring, and we used to put this ink in there because it's considered to be especially made for those, to fill those type of thingies. And yeah, I'm going to do my best and finish this, because I never ever used it since that exam, or maybe like the first year of my architectural school. That's why I think it should go, but first I need to get all of the use out of it. I actually don't know if it has like some sort of expiration date. No, it does not have, but still I need to use this up because it fills space in my drawer, and I need to fill this in this Inktober. Okay, let's go next to this section right here. What I have here are firstly 5 brushes. These brushes I use mostly for watercolor, but back in the day I used to use these 2 brushes, this one and some others from this section. Actually, I used to use this and maybe this for doing something that I don't know how it's called in English, but in Russian it's called, okay, well, never mind how it's called in Russian. But the thing we did, we used to have 3 or 4 cups of water and drip a couple of drops of ink, of the Chinese ink that I think it's time to show you right now which one I have. I have this Chinese ink right here. We bought this particular ink in our architecture school local store that we have inside our institute. And this particular ink we used for that technique, we just took this like thingy and dripped a couple of drops of this particular ink in water. So it was a mixture of mostly water and a couple of drops of this, because this thing is so pigmented that it cannot come off with anything but razor. So that's a very, very good ink. And what we did, we actually used a layering technique where you basically use like a very soft tone to cover your list, and you do layers and layers and layers, and there's almost like 20 layers of that inky mixture with water. And that's what we did back in the day with this one. And that's why I have so many brushes for my ink technique. I don't think I'm going to use that technique a lot in this Inktober, because I was considering to do mostly graphic type of work, but maybe if some of the architecture sketches that I'm going to do this Inktober will need that type of layering technique, I will definitely go ahead and use it. That's I think why I'm showing you these, because mostly I wanted to use liners for my works, which we're going to see later. I also have these two guys right here. These are those things that I don't remember the name of it. I'm sorry. I hope you understand what it is. Those are the things that you put in your ink, and then you basically do lines with these. I almost never use them, but I decided to still have them just in case I want to do something like that, because you need to struggle in order to get some good results, you know. My English is losing me today. I don't know why. I'm trying my best, guys, to be good at English today, but something goes wrong. I'm sorry. And I did not say to you which bristles of which are here. So this one is a synthetic that is an imitation of squirrel. Same thing with this one, but this one is like my favorite brush of all time. It was bought in Rome, and it's also synthetic, but it's an imitation of squirrel as well. But this one is more dense, but still very soft. That's why it's my favorite brush. And when you wet it, it becomes so tiny at the point, and it also has this French type of thing that connects the handle to the bristles, which is so gorgeous. I love it. 22 euros, but worth it 100%. Then that same thing with this one. This is also synthetic, but it imitates sable. And this is 100% squirrel, and this is, I think, also synthetic. No, I don't know. It does not say anything. Then we have one pencil just in case, but I don't use pencils on Inktober, but I'm thinking kinda to do it. I might think about using pencil, but by now I'm doubting a bit. So yeah, and here I have like a bunch of brushes. Most of these brushes are Kolinsky, and my favorite one is this right here. It's very thin on the edge as well, and it costs it like, I don't know how much, like maybe $2. It's amazing. It's Kolinsky by Rublev. Yup. These are my brushes that I'm going to use for Inktober, just in case if I'm going to do that layering technique kind of stuff. And now let's just dive into this liner theme, and we're going to see which liners are going to be in my Inktober this year and which ones are going to go. Okay, I have these little sheets of paper, and we're going to see how this work. Okay, I have this Pigmamicron. I don't remember which one is this, the AliExpress one or the original one. We shall see. Looks like it's an AliExpress one. I am thinking about buying some other ones, and I need to know which ones I need to buy. Okay, I have this one from AliExpress, drawing. Okay, these two are good. These two are stained. Then I have this Faber-Castell Eco Pigment in 05. This one is not that great, but I still need to use this up. I think I'm going to purchase either 05 or something bigger to do like the larger outlines or details for my work. And then I have these two which are identical. These are touch liners in 005. And I'm going to see which one still are able to help me in this Inktober and which ones are not. So yeah, let's just see if they are good or not. Okay, this one is still living its last life. Yeah, it's really good. It's like so good for like those small details. Okay, this one is also doing great. This one is actually doing even more great than that one. So now you guys know which ones are going to be this Inktober with me. And the last thing I'm going to show you, of course, is the most important one, I think, because you know, we have materials and what I am going to do my art on, what is going to be on my Instagram feed, we shall see right now. And it's so exciting, you guys. It's this little guy right here. Oh my god, it's such a long story about it. I don't know where to start, but I'm going to, because this is like not a very long video and I need to do it a little bit longer. And I'm going to talk about the sketchbook. This is the first ever made sketchbook by me. Like the actual sketchbook, not like a little notebook or anything like that, but like a huge stable sketchbook type of story. Of course, it's far from being great, but I very much want to continue scrapbooking. This one is like a experimental type of thing. I was doing it for like, I think, a year and a half. That's why it took me like so long to finish it, because first it was like made for the previous Inktober when I did my portrait series of the movie and series characters, and that time I started drawing in it, but it was a failure. Or maybe no, I think it was made 2 years ago when I started my first Inktober, and then I tried something to do with it on my second Inktober, then I did it in the Palazzo sketchbook. So it's such a long story of this little guy. And this year, once we were all quarantining, I decided to finish and do something with it. So what I did, I cut it off the inside and made it squared first of all. And it kind of looks crappy, but I still enjoy how it looks. Yeah, it has like these things and all that stuff, but I still like it because it has its own history. And yeah, I kinda still dig for it, and it's very small. See, it's like a little bit larger than my palm. And the funniest thing of it is the cover that I made from my old school PE t-shirt, guys. I just needed some like textile type of cover for it, and I had a PE school t-shirt that I decided to cut off and make this cover. So it's like a cover with a huge history. It's the whole sketchbook of a huge history, and I really appreciate it. And yeah, this guy is going to be this month hero, this month canvas, so I'm introducing it to you. And yeah, these are all the things that I'm going to use for my Inktober. Where's my ink? Yeah, and my ink as well. These are my things that I'm going to use this Inktober. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you in my Inktober or our Inktober 2020. You can see the list. I hope to see you in the next videos where I'm going to do the actual Inktober 2020. Hope to see you there. Bye guys.